On this episode of Chicken Cribs, just kidding, it's my chicken coop and run. I have made it myself. We used mostly, as in me and my 3-year-old, mostly used reclaimed wood pieces. This is an old gate that was already constructed that I purchased. I dug a cement post here and put pre-treated wood post there. It's really important to use pre-treated wood whenever you're dealing with moisture, like in the ground. It's really, really important. Otherwise it'll rot in just a couple years. I made this frame. If you can't tell here, I connected my fence to my house, and I have this, what is this, 2 by 1 inch or something like that wire all the way along the top to prevent predators from the top. The only thing that I have ever found in my chicken coop has been squirrels. Squirrels were a problem. I live trapped them and relocated them to parks nearby, and that problem is thankfully gone. So this wire here, Shuckle model, we have, I think it's, let's see, ouch! I asked for that one. 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch, I believe, gauge wiring. You want galvanized to prevent rusting. So everywhere around the perimeter I have this. So if you look here, I even buried it at a I buried it at a 90-degree L shape so that it extends out. No, we got escape these. In case something wanted to try and dig in. We did have a squirrel try and dig in once, and it actually prevented it. I just found the hole in the tunnel that was stopped by this buried wire. So here is the U-shaped staples with a hammer that I hammered in. Thankfully, I'm very short, so 5-foot tall me fits under here very nicely. A couple things that I love about this is I use free wood chips. So the chickens turn their own compost here as long as it's light and airy. Every once in a while, it's recommended to either re-layer it or to turn it with a shovel or aerator sort of style thing. So that way that the feces, the poop, gets turned in and actually composted over time. It takes about 3 months for it to be nutritious for plant growth, so that is when I feel like it's done. So I have this food container here with an easy lid. It holds probably about 40 pounds of feed, so that's an entire feed bag. Lasts forever, at least 2 weeks, I would say. We have ports here that, come on now, ports here that they stick their head in and get the food out. It creates very minimal waste. It's very, very important that you don't put treats in there with it. That was one of my early mistakes, is putting treats into their food container so they would actually waste the food looking for treats. Don't do that. Just throw it on the ground, and they love searching for it. We have these metal water nipples. These have been my favorite because it keeps the water the cleanest. And I like to have these little cups just to make sure that the water is flowing. And it catches the water there for the tiny babies as they're learning. This is a 5-gallon bucket. It lasts about a week with all my chickens. Probably about 10 chickens that last about a week and a half. A week to be generous. Or to be safe. If you just saw her drinking out of that, I don't know if I caught it. There we go. So basically, they can drink out of the bowl or they can drink out of the nozzle. They just tap the nozzle with their beak. Yeah, you got something to tell me? They're all expecting their nightly treat and really clocking at me. Large branches like this are really great, especially if you can mount them up. I kind of gave up on that because every time I cleaned it, I had to move the branches. So I just left them on the floor, and they do. They sit on it and they perch on it right like that. This is my interior chicken brooder. I have my babies in here that aren't quite big enough for the larger chickens. So here they are, little guys. And the coop. So that was the run, and this is the coop. The coop is raised up on bricks, and as you can tell, my silkies prefer under than in, and this is where they sleep at night. No matter what I do, they will still be down here. The cinder blocks make it high enough up that this is a great spot for rain or when it's too hot. I add in pea gravel for them to eat. And under there is all-purpose sand as well, so that they have their sand bath area. I have an automatic chicken coop door before I got silkies that refuse to go into the chicken coop because they're silkies. These are pallets that I've made a square block out of. One pallet for the base, one for here that I've cut into a gate, one on each side, and then one on the back. So that's 5 pallets I used, and then I just framed out the roof, and I used corrugated metal. Pretty simple up there. They were scrap pieces that were pretty cheap as well. Probably spent less than $100 on everything. We have the, not 2x4s, but like 2 by, I forgot what it's called. But if you see here compared to my hand, I would say that's probably 1.5 by 2, not a 4. So it's the smaller wood planks that are best. The flat surfaces are most adaptable to chicken feet. And I just put these little spacers here that are screwed in so that I can take this off whenever I need to clean it, pressure wash it, sand it down, whatever I need to do. Yeah, so the roost bars, you want up as high as you can in the chicken coop. And as you see back there, some chickens like to sleep on top of the egg box. We have our broody here. This is Albert. She's supposed to be going to show in a month, and she's plucked all of her feathers. Thank you, Albert, for not submitting that win for yourself. So you're like, wait a minute. Why don't you have 10 egg boxes if you have 10 chickens? Well, because they don't need 10 egg boxes. They need 2 egg boxes. One for the one laying and one for the broody that chooses to steal the bottom one. So they all lay their eggs in the top. They're flock animals, and that's how they do it. So let's talk about cleaning the chicken coop. Maybe every 6 months I'll pressure wash it to get all the yuck out. I started with some bars down here on the bottom, but they were just being pooped on. Any of the chickens that sat on the bottom were being pooped on by the chickens on the top, and that was completely worthless. So 1 layer of bars is more than enough. I have all-purpose construction sand again here with the very bottom layer is stall refresher. I think it's crushed limestone, and that helps to reduce the smell. And if you can see in the back there, I have linoleum flooring that I used as a, I guess, a weatherproofer, so that the bottom isn't leaking sand out of the board slats. So half of all the chicken poop is in the chicken coop because they continue to poop all night long. So it's important that you clean it. And this is the shovel I have here. I found on Amazon. It's really great. I don't even know if that's a brand name or where that came from, but it is fantastic. It's industrial, and basically you scoop it like cat litter. You just shuffle it, and there's all the chicken poop. So you do that, throw it in a 5-gallon bucket and bring it over to your green waste or store it in your compost pile for your plants. It's ready to use in 3 months, and then it's good to mix into the soil. Places like this, these ledges, I'll just take the shovel and I'll scrape them off to make sure that they're clean. Just like that, real easy. I don't touch anything. Bucket, shovel, scraping. It's good to use a mask because I don't know if you saw the dust come up, but it's good not to breathe that, especially in the dry summer months. In the winter months, it's a little more moist and you don't see the plumes of dust. So it's not so bad, but I do like having the full side opening here so that I can get in there and chase out the broody chickens. I can get the silkies out when they don't want to wake up. I made this ramp myself. These are actually trim pieces and some scrap wood that I found in the clearance bin. Yeah, so that's basically it. And just for a panoramic view, I like having the larger run to contain the chicken poop because they just poop everywhere and on everything. A pressure washer has been my best friend. I absolutely love my new pressure washer. It's fantastic. I'll get these girls their nightly treats, and if you can see them over here digging, this is them actually turning their own poop in, so I don't have to do the work.